Day One Journey, episode 1350. An interesting question I have for you today. Will you ask the tough and important questions? Well, I had a conversation today with a friend, and actually, two conversations with two different friends. And we talked about I mentioned asking the important questions or figuring out the important things in a beginning of a relationship, romantic relationship. So I guess we're all familiar with the excitement in the beginning, the butterflies, all the warm fuzziness feeling we have, which is quite nice. Um, and then, I remember one friend telling me something about it, maybe even 6, 7 years ago. He told me this sentence, and tell me if you agree with him or not, or is it familiar. He said, "Well, you know how it is. It takes like 2 months, 3 months to really get to know a person. Yeah. Maybe after you live with them, after you do a trip together, I would answer not necessarily. It depends on on the dynamics, on the way that you communicate, the questions you ask, the situations you create. Yeah. In order to figure out something, it's not necessarily the best idea, in my opinion, to just ask the question. Because sometimes people, they will tell you what they think you want to hear. So how do you get the answer to your question? You can create a situation and see how they respond. Well, it all depends on your question. Your questions depend on what's important to you in a relationship. But how did I get there? So I had a conversation with a friend, and they talked about two people that they are seeing right now. One, they feel a lot of chemistry with, and the other a bit less. But I think we sort of realized in the conversation that he doesn't really know both of them. So yeah, with one he has a lot of attraction, with the other he has less. And he's sort of trying to figure out what he wants. Like all of us, all the rest of us. So I told him what I would do. What I would do is I would try to figure out the things that are important to me in a relationship. And it involves asking questions, it involves talking about subjects that are important to me. And just sharing with you, we talked about not just any relationship, but a partner for life. Yeah. How do you check if the person in front of you is a good possibility to be your partner in life? Well, it's a big question. How do you do that? So I told him, for me, attraction is very important, but it's just the beginning, If I'm attracted to someone, that's nice. I flirt with her, that can be fun, but I still don't know her. So that will get me being attracted, me being, I don't know, feeling this all fuzziness and sparkly butterflies. It gets me interested. But then I ask questions. Then I try to figure out things that are important to me, to see if it's a real fit, a good fit. Yeah. I do understand that it might be a bit frightening. It might kill the fantasy that we sometimes create. That like we find someone, they look good, there's some chemistry. Wow, they can be the one. They can, and we forget that sometimes we just don't know these people. Maybe they don't want to have children, and for us it's a must. Maybe might be a deal breaker. Might be other things. Well, it's totally depends on what we are looking for, what's important to us, which is different between different people. I think it's extremely important to know what we want, and I think given we know what we want, we can actually find out things quite quickly and not end up being with someone like for 6 months only to find out that I think we can find out things quite fast, but it does require to first know what you want and communicate in a way that the other person don't know what you want to hear. Make it a bit more casual. Instead of asking them a question, maybe telling them a story to see how they react, put them in a different situation. And by the way, all of you that listen to me and think that I'm testing the other person. Of course I'm testing the other person. If I want to choose someone to be my life partner, of course I'm going to test them. Yeah, I'm going to spend this for me. It's 100% selfish, of course. It's me just making one of probably the 2 biggest decisions in my life. One of them is choosing your partner. Well, if you want to choose a partner. Of course I'm testing. Because I'm going to make a huge commitment. I want to stand behind it. And it's my time, it's my precious time, it's my life. Yes, I'm testing. I'm not necessarily hiding it. At the beginning, you don't put all of your cards. Either way, this is what I want to share with you today. Have an amazing day. Day 1. Don't be afraid to ask the important questions. Do it. Figure out if the person in front of you is really for you. Make the work. Put in the effort. And figure it out for yourself so you can make much better decisions. Have an amazing day. Day 1. See you tomorrow.